Hi, I'm Shay O'Neill. I'm one of the owners here at Seaview Farms. We've been in operation here for about 3 years, a little over 3 years. It was an idea that I kind of had. I always wanted to farm in some way or other. So I went off to university and did my law degree, and didn't take me too long to figure out that the office environment just wasn't for me. So my wife and I then went back to our family farms here in Northern Ireland and tried to figure out, well, how do we make a living on, small parcels of rented land. We were renting from my father-in-law and our own family farm here. And the answer was to direct market. But I didn't just want to direct market any kind of thing. I wanted to produce something, the best quality product we could. Something that I'd be happy to put my name on, I'd be happy to eat myself and my family and friends to consume. And so that's where we started Seaview Farms, with the aim of super high quality, nutrient dense food produced in an ethical, environmentally friendly way. So at Seaview Farms we produce pasture raised pork, pasture raised chicken, grass-fed, grass-finished beef and lamb, and then we sometimes encompass products from other smaller like-minded farms such as organic vegetables and our pasture-raised milk. We supply all those direct to consumer. We have a website where we would supply on. We do a lot of farmers markets, and we're now going into some very high-end restaurants. One of the things I love most about my job now and what I do is that no 2 days are ever the same. There's always new challenges and there's always new things to think about and overcome. So we produce a range of beef, all from our grass-fed, grass-finished herd. We do all the steaks, your sirloin, ribeye, fillet. We do loads of individual cuts. We do lots of quirkier things like our rump caps and our picanhas. And of course the traditional burgers and sausages. Everything we produce here, from our beef to our chicken to our pork, is all no preservatives, no fillers, no binders, no bulkers, just the meat and as simple as ingredients as we can get. All of our sausages, apart from the steak and stout, are currently gluten-free, and the only reason the steak and stout aren't is because there's gluten in the stout. Our chicken's probably one of the most popular products we sell, and it's one that sets us apart from anybody else in this space. We've developed this process over 3 years on how to produce the perfect pasture-raised chicken product. They're slow grown, they're fed a very unique ration, they get loads of grass and bugs and shrubs all their life, and at the end of the period when they're ready for harvest, about 4 times the age of commercial mass-produced chickens, you're left with a much healthier, tastier, more nourishing product. As well as that, we sell mostly whole chickens, and people often say, well, what do I do with the whole chicken? So you've got your chicken dinner, you've got your leftovers for the next day, and it makes the most delicious chicken soup with the leftover bones. The future looks bright for Seaview Farms. We have lots of things happening, lots of things coming and going. But yeah, we're really expanding into our restaurant and our retail end of things. We're hopefully going to have a few deals coming up with local supermarket chains and things for supplying our grass-finished beef and our pasture-raised pork and our chicken. People demand a high-quality, nutrient-dense product, so our plan is to make it as easy for them as possible to access it, and us just focus on the product, focus on the animal welfare, focus on the customer experience, and that's kind of our ethos here. In conventional agriculture, and it's not so much maybe in Northern Ireland, but globally, the ethos is pile it high and sell it cheap. And the race to the bottom for cheap food is a detriment not only to the environment and to the animals, but to the farmer as well. Because to be fair to most farmers, they're trying to stay in business. They don't set the price for their product, they take what they're given, and they have to make their business work within those conditions. Poultry farming in the UK and Northern Ireland is typically done and controlled by 1 or 2 companies. They're typically in very large, intensive houses. At Seaview Farms, our chickens are 100% pasture raised. Once they're out of the brooder, they're onto pasture. They're moved twice a day to fresh grass. They're always in the sun, being outside, access to bugs and shrubs on the fresh grass every day. Even in, if you go to free range systems, they're on the same piece of land for their entire life. Ours are always moved, so they're never where their manure is. They're always in a fresh, clean environment. We wanted a product that we would eat, that our family would eat, that we're happy with and we know is good for us. So We had struggled to find that. So we thought, well, if we can't find it, there's bound to be more people like us. We'll make it ourselves. And once you try it, and once you get down this rabbit hole, for lack of a better term, there's no turning back from it. Once you taste the quality of the food, how it makes you feel, you research how your food's produced. Our motto at Seaview Farms is know your farmer. If you don't buy it from Seaview Farms, that's fine, but know where your food comes from. Have a relationship with the person who produces it, because there are so many steps from the animal to where it ends up on your plate. So much room for interference in that. The shorter the supply chain, the better. Go to your local farmer, support them directly as much as you possibly can. They'll be glad to talk to you, they'll be glad to deal with you. It's something we need to bring back, is the shorter supply chain, and bring money back into our local economies as much as we can. And that's where it all comes from for me, is just the desire to produce local healthy food in a way that, you know, future generations can make a decent living off the land, and help people with their health journeys as we go forward. The chicken feed that we use at Seaview Farms is completely unmedicated. It's a very simple 3 or 4 ingredient ration that's designed to keep the chickens in their best health and grow at an optimal rate throughout their life. We want a slower growing animal that out in the sun picks the grass and the bugs and the shrubs, gets all those micronutrients from the earth and the soil, and that ultimately then translates into a much more healthy product for us. It's much more balanced in omega-3 to 6 ratios, that tastes like chicken should taste. So the chickens, they're started off on a high grain chick starter crumb. This is just a super high protein diet for the first couple of weeks to get themselves into the used to eating a hard feed and drinking water, and so it gives them a good boost. From the 2-week mark, then they're on to the, as I said before, into the unmedicated, completely natural grain mix that we have milled at a local horse mill. And that then is what they'll eat for the rest of their productive life. So if you take our chicken and compare it to maybe a standard commercial chicken, a few things you might notice: the nice firm yellow skin from all the chlorophyll in the grass that bird's been having eaten over its 3 or 4 times as long a lifespan as the commercial counterpart. Our chickens do not shrink when you cook them. We do not add any water or brines or anything to them during the slaughter and process. Our birds are slaughtered in an old-fashioned kind of traditional way. They're allowed to age for 3 or 4 days post-slaughter, which intensifies the flavour and improves the texture of the bird. Everything we do is to ensure the highest quality product for the consumer, and we're not interested in mass production or getting them through as quick as possible. We want to make sure that what we produce is of the utmost quality. I think so. I think there's definitely a trend towards healthier, better quality food. As more and more information becomes clear on the impact of the food we're eating and the quality of the food we eat and how it affects our health, there's definitely a trend towards higher quality food. Even if that food is initially a little bit more expensive, once people start demanding more quality food, it becomes more popular, and then when things become more popular, we can benefit from economies of scale, which will bring the price down. But it just has to start somewhere. And people, I always say, our chicken is the best chicken you ever had, or I'll give you your money back. I stand over that no matter where you are, because I know the work and dedication and the life our birds have creates the best quality product possible.